Welcome back to my channel, The Coin Spot. Today is best top 2 coins, one you want to miss. We're diving into the world of United States coins. Please don't skip this video, so let's get it started. Top 1. The 1985 United States $quarter coin, commonly referred to as the 1985 Washington quarter, presented in long-form paragraphs for deep understanding. Introduction to the 1985 Washington quarter. The 1985 Washington quarter is part of the long-running Washington quarter series, which began in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first president of the United States. Originally intended as a one-year commemorative coin, it was so well received that it became a permanent fixture of U.S. coinage. The 1985 quarter is significant not for any special commemorative purpose, but for representing a piece of mid-1980s American circulating currency, a period of economic recovery, Cold War tensions, and growing consumerism. The coin is composed primarily of a copper nickel clad over a copper core and was minted in large quantities for everyday use. It features an enduring design that became a staple in pockets, cash registers, vending machines, and coin collections across the country. Obverse design, a tribute to George Washington. The obverse, front, of the 1985 quarter features the iconic left-facing bust of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan, based on a 1785 bust by Jean-Antoine Houdon. Washington's stern yet composed expression embodies the ideals of leadership and patriotism. Above his head is the word liberty, and to the left, near the neckline, is the phrase, "In God we trust." At the bottom of the obverse, the year 1985 is prominently displayed. Depending on where it was minted, a mint mark, either a small D for Denver or P for Philadelphia, appears just to the right of Washington's ponytail ribbon. Quarters from the San Francisco Mint, marked with an S, were produced only as proof coins for collectors. This design remained unchanged for many decades, giving Americans a consistent visual symbol of national identity. Reverse design, the heraldic eagle. On the reverse, back side, the 1985 quarter features the traditional image of a heraldic eagle, also designed by John Flanagan. The eagle stands proud, wings outstretched, with a bundle of arrows in its talons, symbolizing strength and military preparedness. Below the eagle is a pair of olive branches, denoting peace. In balance with the arrows arched above the eagle's head is the motto United States of America, followed by the phrase E pluribus unum, which reflects the unity of the states forming one nation. The bottom rim reads $quarter, indicating the denomination. This design remained unchanged from 1932 until 1998, making it one of the most recognizable coin designs in U.S. history before the state quarters program began in 1999. Composition and physical specifications. The 1985 quarter is a clad coin, meaning it is made of layers of different metals. Specifically, the outer layer is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. This composition was adopted in 1965 after the U.S. Mint ceased using silver in most circulating coins due to rising silver prices. The coin weighs 5.67 grams, has a diameter of 24.26 millimeters, and features 119 reeds, tiny vertical grooves, around its edge, a carryover from the days when reeded edges prevented coin clipping and counterfeiting. Its durable design and resistance to wear made it ideal for decades of circulation. Minting locations and mint marks. The 1985 quarter was minted at 3 primary U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia Mint, Denver Mint, San Francisco Mint. Proof coins only. The Philadelphia and Denver mints produced the 1985 quarters for general circulation, while the San Francisco Mint struck proof versions, which are specially made coins with polished dies and planchets, coin blanks, for sharp detail and mirror-like finishes. The total mintage across all 3 mints was in the hundreds of millions, making the 1985 quarter quite common in circulation. Here's a breakdown. 1985, P over 775 million. 1985, D over 519 million. 1985, S around 3.3 million. Circulated versus uncirculated value and collectability. In circulated condition, the 1985 quarter is not rare and typically holds face value, 25 cents, unless it's in exceptionally high condition or has a mint error. However, uncirculated coins, especially those graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services, can be worth more, ranging from a few dollars to $30 or more, depending on the market. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, due to their low mintage and high-quality production, are more sought after by collectors, with typical values ranging between $2 and $10, depending on the condition. Error coins, such as off-center strikes, double dies, or wrong planchets, can also command significantly higher prices, sometimes hundreds of dollars, depending on the rarity and appeal of the error. Coin dealers and numismatic grading services can help determine authenticity and value for these anomalies. Historical and cultural context of the 1985 quarter. The year 1985 was a unique time in American history. President Ronald Reagan was in his second term, the Cold War was still active, and personal computing was just beginning to take hold in households. Inflation was under control, and the economy was experiencing significant growth. The 1985 quarter circulated alongside other notable coins of the era, such as the Lincoln Memorial Penny, the Jefferson Nickel, the Roosevelt Dime, and the Kennedy half-dollar. While the coin may seem mundane today due to its abundance, it carries the weight of history reflecting not just the legacy of George Washington, but also the economic systems and cultural developments of the mid-1980s. For many collectors, finding a shiny or well-preserved 1985 quarter is a nostalgic reminder of the past. From arcade games to vending machines, toll booths, and payphones, this coin was a tangible part of everyday life. Conclusion: why the 1985 quarter still matters. Though the 1985 Washington quarter is not rare, it is far from insignificant. It represents a time in U.S. history when the country was evolving in terms of technology, politics, and culture. The coin continues to hold educational and sentimental value, and is often the first type of coin that sparks the interest of beginner collectors. Whether viewed as a tool of commerce, a piece of art, or a historical artifact, the 1985 quarter stands as a small but enduring symbol of American tradition and resilience. Top 2. The 1968 United States $quarter coin, covering its history, design, composition, mintage, errors, values, and cultural context, all in well-detailed paragraphs for in-depth understanding. Introduction to the 1968 Washington quarter. The 1968 Washington quarter is a piece of American numismatic history that stands at the crossroads of tradition and transformation in U.S. coinage. It was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was still adapting to major changes that had begun just a few years earlier, specifically, the removal of silver from circulating coins. The 1968 quarter continued the long-running Washington quarter series, which began in 1932 as a commemorative coin for the 200th birthday of George Washington, but quickly became a permanent fixture in American currency. While the design remained largely the same, the 1968 quarter is significant because it was the first year that proof coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint with an S mint mark, and it came during the early years of the copper-nickel-clad composition that replaced 90% silver coins. This coin reflects a pivotal era in American minting history. Historical and economic context of 1968. The United States in 1968 was a country in turmoil and transformation. It was the height of the Vietnam War, and a time of significant civil rights movements, political assassinations, and social change. The nation was also grappling with inflation, which contributed to the decision years earlier, in 1965, to remove silver from dimes and quarters and transition to more economical materials. The Coinage Act of 1965 marked the end of silver quarters, and by 1968, the copper-nickel-clad quarter had firmly taken its place. The quarter thus became not only a tool of commerce but also a symbol of shifting national priorities from a precious metal-backed economy to a fiat-based system focused on volume and practicality. Obverse design: the enduring image of George Washington. The obverse, front, of the 1968 quarter features the distinguished left-facing portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan in 1932. This design was inspired by a 1786 bust of Washington by the neoclassical sculptor Jean-Antoine Houdon. It portrays Washington with a calm, stoic demeanor, symbolizing leadership, strength, and the values of the American Republic. The top of the coin reads "Liberty with in God we trust," appearing to the left of Washington's neck. At the bottom is the year 1968. The mint mark, either a D for Denver, S for San Francisco proofs, or no mark for Philadelphia, appears just behind the ponytail, below the hair ribbon. This classic design remained unchanged for decades and continues to be instantly recognizable to millions. Reverse design: the heraldic eagle. The reverse, back, of the 1968 Washington quarter continues the time-honored design also by John Flanagan. It features a powerful eagle with wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows, which symbolize military strength and preparedness. Below the arrows lie two olive branches, which represent peace. The balance of these two motifs reflects the American philosophy of peace through strength. At the top of the coin is the inscription "United States of America," with the national motto "E pluribus unum" beneath it. At the bottom rim, you'll find the denomination $quarter. This design persisted through 1998 before being replaced by the 50-state quarters program in 1999. Metal composition and physical specifications. By 1968, the U.S. Mint was 3 years into its use of copper-nickel-clad coinage. The 1968 quarter is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This composition was chosen to mimic the appearance of silver without the cost. It eliminated the need for precious metals in everyday coins, a necessity after rising silver prices led to widespread hoarding and melting of earlier silver coinage. Key physical characteristics. Diameter, 24.26 millimeters. Weight, 5.67 grams. Edge, reeded. Color, silvery gray with no actual silver content, except for special collector's issues. It is important to note that no standard circulation quarters from 1968 contain silver, but special proof or collector versions made for certain sets might. Mint marks and mintage numbers. In 1968, Washington quarters were struck at 3 mint facilities: Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark; Denver Mint, D mint mark; San Francisco Mint, S mint mark. Approximate mintage figures. 1968, 220 million. 1968, D 101 million. 1968, S 3 million. For everyday use, the vast majority of quarters came from Philadelphia and Denver. The San Francisco Mint resumed striking proof coins in 1968, after stopping in 1964, making this year significant in proof coin history. Values and collectability. Most 1968 quarters in circulated condition are worth only face value, 25 cents, due to their high mintage and lack of silver content. However, coins in uncirculated, mint state, condition can be more valuable. For example, MS 63, uncirculated $1 to $4. MS 65 or higher, $10 to $30 plus. 1968, S-proof coins typically range from $3 to $12, depending on condition. Deep cameo proofs $35 to $110 plus. Rarer and more valuable versions include mint errors, off-center strikes, double dies, or incorrect planchets can be worth $50 to several $100s. Full strike or high-grade proofs, especially those with deep cameo contrast, frosted devices, and mirrored fields. Professional coin grading significantly increases value, especially for coins that earn high mint state or proof grades. Common errors and varieties. While the 1968 quarter is not known for many famous varieties, collectors do seek out errors, including off-center strikes caused by misaligned planchets, double dies doubling visible in lettering or Washington's features, clipped planchets where part of the coin is missing due to a blanking error, wrong metal planchet strikes, extremely rare, but can occur when a quarter design is struck on a nickel or foreign coin blank. These errors can range from $20 to hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on rarity and visual impact. Cultural impact and collector significance. While it may seem like an ordinary coin, the 1968 quarter is a numismatic bridge between the silver coinage of America's past and the modern era of clad coinage. It marks the return of the San Francisco Mint to the production of proof coins, a significant moment for collectors. For Americans who lived through the 1960s, the 1968 quarter brings back memories of political upheaval, social change, and economic adjustment. In a way, every quarter from that year holds a small echo of the larger historical landscape, whether it clinked in a diner jukebox, a vending machine, or a parking meter. Conclusion: why the 1968 quarter still matters. Though common in circulated form, the 1968 Washington quarter remains an important piece of American coinage. It represents not only a key moment in U.S. minting policy, with the continuation of clad coinage, but also a shift in collector trends with the return of proof coins. Whether you're a casual hobbyist or a serious numismatist, the 1968 quarter offers opportunities to explore mint history, search for high-grade examples, and appreciate a design that honored America's first president for generations. Even today, this coin may still show up in circulation, hiding among pocket change, a quiet witness to over 50 years of American history. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe on my channel for more videos.